for Toronto, and then for the Golden State Warriors. And it's Green in at the 4 spot. So Golden State will get the first possession. Pass to Kerr. Intercepted. Here's Powell. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, he is a powerhouse, guys, especially when it comes to attacking the rim.
Yeah, if you're in the way as he's going up for a slam, he might dunk you with the ball. That's how strong he is, and that's the kind of attitude he brings with that power.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
Golden State on D. He kicks it to Lowry. Takes a 3. It's rebounded by Cauley Stein. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season. But financial constraints, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
It's rebounded by Bowman. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Golden State's head coach and I were able to chat. He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus. He's very skilled to finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I've told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
And thank you, Doris. Gets the bucket. Gasol's got his first points of the game.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Back to Green. Now the pass to Bowman. Curry, defended by Powell. Another miss by Curry.
Even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Passes it to Bowman. There's the dish to Green. Outside Curry. 6 to shoot. Buries the long-range jumper. Curry's got his first bucket of the game. And he's on the board for 3. Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to.
Flying through the air. Yes, sir. How's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway. Self-service.
The most magnificent alley-oop he could have chosen.
And he pulled it off, too. Remarkable.
Well, I think he kind of alligator-armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota with plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
The Warriors shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
It appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
Number 23, defended by Wiggins. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Number 23, and the Raptors miss again.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Well, we all know the trade for Rudy Gay, the major move coming last season for the Raptors. They were able to get a look at the playoff scenario at times. And, you know, Steve, it looked like they were much more competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a team that has struggled the last few years, but I think that spark near the end of the regular season gives them hope. And now it's time to start that climb, get back into the playoffs, and continue to build and become an excellent NBA franchise, because they have the potential to do so.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Outside, Robinson, pass to Poole. Christ. 36 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the pass to Wiggins. From about 19 feet, they get it again. Passes to Poole. Shoots a fader. That one goes. Count. Raptors leading by 4. He dishes it to Ibaka. There's a good screen. Kicks it to Jefferson. From deep three-point range, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And that concludes the... All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
Warriors trail by 4. Poole, defended by Jefferson. That's a 2 from Lee, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, he turned a high percentage shot into a low percentage shot by trying to go to the fadeaway. You know, it wasn't a surprise that the Raptors struggled on the road. Most young teams do. They were 13 and 28 as a visiting team. They did end the year looking a lot more dangerous on the road than they started, though.
Well, Clark, you were talking about the Raptors' struggles on the road. They didn't have the best road record at the end of the season, as you said, but, Steve, they did show some bite with their play.
You know, one of the interesting stats from the Raptors last year is they actually scored more points on the road than they did at home, and that rarely happens in the NBA. But I think the big thing with Toronto, their defense has to improve more than anything else.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. It's stolen by Green. Feeds to Lee. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Toronto.
A lot of time they've been spending at the foul line so far, guys. They'll take those points all game long if they can get them.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
You know, the Warriors made big strides last year, and part of it was a retooling of the team, but they also got a lot of help from the group of rookies that they had. A number of those rookies played prominent roles down the stretch and in the playoffs. Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
But, you know, they've got a nice lead. Don't take any chances. The simple one-hander is just fine. That's something we didn't see at all from him in the first half when he had a goose egg from three-point land.
Well, Clark, as you said, the Warriors did lean on their rookies as the season went on. 4 of them in all, with 3 coming in the draft and 1 walking on the roster. Big help, Steve, from them in the opening round of the playoffs.
You know, pretty remarkable that a team could do that well in the postseason, relying on so many rookies, but it speaks to their maturity, their character, the group they've put together, and it's very promising in terms of their long-term success.
And Curry, here we go. Lee. Number 7 is guarded by Johnson. 5 to shoot. And it's Lee, that time on the assist from Green. Lee's got 5 points now this quarter.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Back to Lowry. To the paint, number 43. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Left side, Curry. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Some nice passing by Golden State. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. The Raptors have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Dishes it to Johnson. Outside Lowry. Number 43. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Warriors have